That's what Bird Mancini's doing. I'm supposed to rehearse that tonight.
So we're going to open up on 2 and then go to 3.
Absolutely.
So
Give me the shot with the monitor, please.
the TV. I mean, not the TV then.
I don't have this monitor either, right? Is that on purpose? Well, good evening, gang, and welcome to It's All About Arts. My name is Glenn Williams, and I'm your host, and we're coming to you live from our beautiful studios here at BNN-TV, and you're more than welcome to join us if you'd like. We're at 617-708-3290, and Davey and the great staff are in the other room answering the phone, so if you feel like joining us and letting us know what's going on artfully in your community, please feel free to give us a shout. We'd love to hear from you, because after all, it's all about arts, and we'd love, there you are over there. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. I want everybody to know that we are very, very happy and proud about the great success of the open studios over in Jamaica Plain and over in the South End. You guys did a fantastic job. The weather held out unbelievably awesome for you. Congratulations on another job well done. The city was mobbed with people, and it's just the way open studios are supposed to be. And as you know, open studios is an opportunity for you to get inside of an artist's working environment, find out how they do their work, get to sit with the artist, talk to them about their inspiration, kind of like what we do here. And so I want to say thank you and congratulations to everybody out there. Also, there is a program going on around the city. I'm sure you've seen it. It's called Play It, I'm Yours. And what it is where they put all these upright pianos all over the city, 75 of them. And as you know, I work at I'm the sound guy and music guy down at the Farmers Market in Rosendale Square for the Rosendale Village Main Streets. And they said, you know, for these 3 Saturdays, we're going to have this piano in the middle of Adams Park, and we're going to let people just come up and play them. And I kind of went, oh, how's that going to work? I have to admit, I was a little skeptical. I wasn't sure how it was going to work. It is the greatest idea I've ever experienced. They put this beautiful piano, the Boys and Girls Clubs of Boston at the Charles Sumner School. The great Nina was involved in this, and it was unbelievable. They brought this beautiful piano that the kids had put all their paw prints on, so it was really arty and looking really cool. And we mic'd it up so that you could hear it all over Rosendale when anyone ever clanged on it. But I'll tell you, it started off with these kids kind of playing on it. And then every now and then, someone would kind of come out of the crowd and sit there and play Chopin or something amazing. And you'd go, wow, that was great. Then the kids, you know, a lot of Ferralise and, you know, chopsticks and stuff. But then all of a sudden, out of one of the vendors at the farmer's market, Adrian, who works with AKA Marvelous Cookies, homemade baker, he's a baker, kind of walked over and looked at the piano, looked it around, like, you know, kind of touched some of the keys. And I said, okay, he's just checking it out. Then sat down and proceeded to play for 20 minutes this amazing gospel, jazz, blues piece of music that just blew everyone. Everyone stopped by and they gathered around this guy and they were cheering at the end of it. So, boy, what a great idea and what a great experience. We're going to do it again this Saturday down at Adams Park. Come on down. If you play, it's there. It's for you to do it. So it's a great program. And if you see any of these pianos, in fact, I have a good friend of mine, Mr. Kurt, traveled around and actually played the same song on 5 or 6 or 7 of them. So, I mean, that's what it's about. It's about getting music and the good feeling of the arts out into the community for you to enjoy. So that was like a big, major, cool thing this past weekend. It was a lot of fun. So we're going to do it the next 2 Saturdays. Come on down to Adams Park. It'll be there from, 9:30 till 5 in the afternoon. So come on down. Would love to see you. Make sure you say hello, because I'll be over at the tent turning all the knobs to make sure you sound good. The other thing I want to talk a little bit about, I'm going to have some live music tonight, by the way. You know we always enjoy having some live tunes here in the studio, and we have got a great singer-songwriter. We will let you know who that is very, very soon. We're very excited to have him here in the studio. So he's going to sit up here and talk to me just for a couple of minutes before he does his set. So I want you to sit back and in great anticipation of that, because it's going to be a great thing. I do want to talk a little bit about our benefactor. Speaking of the Rosendale Village Main Streets, we're very, very proud of our affiliation with the Boston Main Streets program. Boston Main Streets has been a partner of ours for a lot of years now, and we're very, very happy, and they've done some great things for us. Keeping us on the air is one of them, and we're very happy about that. Main Streets is a volunteer-driven organization that helps revitalize the business districts around the city. What they do is they come into a business district that kind of, needs a little help, and maybe there's a bunch of empty storefronts or 15 nail salons and 5 check cashing stores. And what they do is they work with the property owners to get the right kind of business in their storefront. They work with the demographic of the area. They make sure people understand, the property owners know what kind of business would flourish in that neighborhood. And then there's a design committee that helps refurbish the storefront, that helps with the signage, that helps with getting you through all that permitting nightmare at City Hall, and helps you get your sign up. And if you remove the grates, they'll help you pay for it. How awesome is that? And then there's the promotions committee, which helps they put on farmers markets, they put on Taste of Jamaica Plain, Taste of Charlestown, Taste of West Roxbury, Taste of Rosendale, which is coming up in just a very few weeks. They do that kind of thing. So if you see anybody down in your neighborhood with a Main Streets t-shirt, make sure you thank them for all of the things that they do. They're volunteers. And the only reason they're doing it is because they love their community, and I'm assuming just as much as you do. So please support them in every way that you can. The other thing I'd like to talk about before we get into the show is this amazing building that I'm in. We're on Washington Street in Eggleston Square. This building used to be the power station for the MBTA's Orange Line, which ran from Forest Hills all the way downtown and beyond. But it was the elevated, if you're a Boston veteran, it was the rattler that would race down Washington Street, and this is where they'd get their power. It's been abandoned for many years, and what we did was we bought it up about 5 years ago and renovated it into these amazing state-of-the-art television studios. And they're here, again, for you. If you have a nonprofit, or if you have, and you want to get your business plan out there, you want to get people to know what your mission is, you can come here and do a program, bring your guests in, sit down, interview them, so everybody around the community can find out and know exactly what it is you're doing. This is the place to come and do that. There's also another side of BNN where you become a member and you can take Final Cut Pro, you can take classes on lighting, on engineering, you can take classes on how to run these amazing cameras, on how to host a show, how to edit it, how to go out and do field work. So this is, and for a small fee, you come and join, take those classes, take out these amazing cameras and all of these amazing tools, film the local debate down at the town hall, the graduation, the May procession, whatever it is that's happening in your community, bring it in here to this incredible Timothy Smith computer lab and edit it, put it on TV. This is the place to do that. So if you go to www.bnntv.org, and click on Janice Williams' name. She is the manager of she's running all the membership, and she has all of the answers and all the how-tos. Give her a call, please, and come on down and check out this amazing place. This is the place to get your message out. This is the place to learn how to do TV. If you're sitting at home saying he can do it, you're right, you can do it too. So come on down. And speaking of that, www.bnntv.org, we are right now being streamed live to that website. So if you have somebody that's out of state or something, and you want them to see this crazy shirt I've got on, or you want them to laugh at me too, you can go to that website, click on what's playing now, and this show comes right on. So that's the thing to do. Now, I've also been asked a couple of times, people have sent us emails about, speaking of that, streaming, we have people that are watching us in Seattle, We have people in Illinois. We have people in New York, up in Albany. We have people up in New Hampshire. We've got people in New Jersey that actually started tuning into the show. I want to thank them for being supporters of this program. We do get your emails. I want to thank you very much for being part of our 16, starting next couple of weeks, our 16th season here. So thank you so much for your support. It means a whole bunch to me. And one of the questions that I got from one of the people from out of state is, how can I see the show again if I missed part of it? I missed it. I was on vacation. If you go to YouTube, and the address at YouTube is It's All About Arts, #1. We've been loading up all of the programs we can find up on that. So this program will probably be up on it tomorrow if you want to enjoy it again, or if you've missed part of it, or if you need to let somebody else see some of the show that you think is worth passing on. That's how you do it. That's the only place you can go to get any kind of repeats of this show. So thank you very much for that. Listen, enough of me jabba, jabba, jabba. We have got a great, great show tonight. Jamie's in the building, and he's going to be performing, but you're going to get a chance to meet him in just a couple of minutes. So listen, gang, we're going to take a break. Sit back and relax. Get a cold beverage. We're going to play a couple of videos from the Low Budget Records vault. And we'll be back in just a couple of minutes. Listen, you're watching BNN-TV's It's All About Arts. My name is Glenn Williams, and I'm your host. And we'll be back in just a couple of minutes. Do not go away. Thank you. Well, thanks an awful lot for hanging in there and staying with us, gang. Listen, I do want to remind everybody that we are coming to you live from our beautiful studios here at BNN-TV. And if you'd like to join us, please give us a call. We're at 617-708-3290. And like I was telling you, we are starting to go through the archives of all of these shows that we've been doing since back in the 90s. And what we're going to do is we're going to start bringing out some of the old shows. We have Fat Glenn, we have Long-Haired Glenn, we have Bearded Glenn. So we've got all of these kind of weird things to show you as the years have passed us by here, and that as we coming close to another anniversary. So we're going to be doing that coming up. But if you want to check some of them out already, they're already on YouTube. So if you go to It's All About Arts 1, the number 1, not written out 1, the number 1, you can get all of the kind of things that we've been doing over the years. And this promises to be another landmark show. Listen, gang, it's so my great pleasure and honor to introduce you to Jamie Shaler. Hello, Jamie. How are you?
I'm pleased to be here. How are you doing, sir?
Welcome to BNN. I'm glad to have you here.
It's a pleasure.
We have Mr. Kurt has labeled you many things. The ones we
That
can
could be
talk,
scary.
The ones we can talk about here, you're a great singer-songwriter and a career musician and career Boston rocker, and you've been somebody who's gone through the days of the Rat Cantones, played all over in kind of things, and in a great band back in the day. I want to welcome you and thank you for coming on the show.
A great pleasure to be here and play to your audience.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about history. Little Boston. You're up in Gloucester now.
No, actually, Bill Ricca.
Bill Ricca. Well, that's close enough.
Sonny Bill Ricca.
Sonny Bill Ricca. Bill Ricca.
Ricca, we call it.
Yeah, from
The
Ricca.
House of Correction.
From Ricca.
Which is a song I have to write with that title. I haven't got anywhere yet.
Don't say anything. Someone will snatch it up. You know.
Oh, good point.
So let's talk a little bit about the days when you came to Boston. You came up with another great Boston, New England musician. Tell us a little bit about your roots in rock and roll.
Well, I was born and raised in central Pennsylvania, and actually it was funny. I left town for 3 years. I had the pleasure of living in London, 1969, 1970.
Wow, what a time to be in London.
I was 15 years old.
Oh my goodness.
And ran loose all over London, so that was heaven. But I paid a price for that. Then they sent me to prep school, which was, if you ever watched the Dead Poets Society.
We'll straighten him out.
Yeah,
I know exactly.
You know what we're talking about. Then I came back to Penn State to go to college, where I met Will Hunt, who was a fabulously talented musician who had moved into town while I was away. And Chris Younkin, who I work with still on lots of projects.
That must be great. Yeah.
He's an incredible guitar player, has a studio down there.
Yeah.
And we became this sort of art folk band, sort of incredible string band, weird, acoustic King Crimson type of group. I don't know how to describe it. And we moved up here to become rock gods.
Yeah.
Which,
Which you did. I mean,
vaguely.
Come on. Oh, you carried a number one tune on the. I mean,
it morphed over the years into all kinds of different bands.
Yeah. Well, that's just a natural.
And ultimately into a group called Angry Young Bees at the beginning of the 80s, which was a new wave / punk sort of band. Probably what I'm most known for was being an Angry Young Bee. And we played, the whole 80s thing, the Rat, Cantones, Channel, Jacks, etc., like Mr. Kurt with
I lived
Pastiche.
on the 5th floor with Billy Borgioli from the Real Kids.
Ah, okay.
Back in those days.
And did all that, and somewhere in the late 80s, I got into an actual real job, quote unquote. Bizarrely enough, I was a CFO for 25 years of a company that my drummer had founded.
Oh, great.
Then he left, went out to California, and left me there. But I don't hold it against him. And after a while, that was so absorbing that I wasn't really playing out anymore. I didn't have a band. I was frankly getting sick of
the real world
drummers and bass players. Hire another one, hire another one. But I started recording an album.
That's great.
At home, and built a studio at home, and figured, okay, I'm planning my career as an old folk singer, which, you know, I can sit down and play, which my back sort of required. So I retired from the business world about 2.5 years ago, happily, and got my album finished and started playing acoustic rooms from Gloucester to Groton to
That's great.
Cambridge, Somerville,
that whole scene.
Anywhere and everywhere.
What a great music scene it is too, and it's changed.
A lot of stuff going on. A lot of very good players out there.
Oh, there's a lot of talented people out there. You know, just the couple that we've mentioned. I mean, you know, Mr. Kurt, T-Max. I mean, there's these guys. Sal Badlio's got an incredible solo thing that he's doing with a couple of people around him. It's an amazing scene out there.
And I keep running into people like Steve Gilligan, bass player from the Stompers. I walked in, it was like, you look awfully familiar.
He's playing with John Macy now in Fox Pass.
But he's also
doing
plays solo folk stuff.
He's on Monkeys compilation.
Yeah. So. Great player. And so I'm kind of keep running into people that were in the rock biz that are now playing acoustic stuff.
They don't go far away.
No, it's too much fun to quit, you know. But, and you know, some of the folk rooms, you know, I'm a little loud, I guess. So,
Leonard, you can be as loud as you want.
Yeah, but I'll come off stage and people will come up and go, "Were you in rock bands once or something? You project." It's like, yeah, I did that. So I have this new album out, Scars, Guitars, and Tranquilizers.
Okay.
And it's
how's it doing?
It's funny. Will wrote this great song about the joy of Spotify and so forth, because you know I'm getting streamed all over the world, and I get about 1/4 cent a day.
Residual checks are great, aren't they?
Yeah, it's wonderful. So as we've been laughing, you know, if I live another 50 years, I might be able to retire on these 1/4 cents for streaming my music. But I'm getting played all over the world.
Yeah,
and,
that's what the great thing.
The
great thing iTunes does for us nowadays is that we can record in our basement. We can record something that's CD quality, get it out there, and at not much cost to us. Back in the 70s and 80s, it was tough to get an album.
Yeah, it was funny. I mean, the Bees had records being played all over the country, but no distribution.
Right.
Whereas now I've got music being played all over the world,
Kids can
but no
download it.
sales.
You can download it while you're on the bus.
If I could combine these things somehow, I might make a living. But that's how I do it. Obviously,
let's talk about that. Let's talk about that songwriting thing. Are you the kind of writer who can kind of just say, "I got nothing doing on Tuesday afternoon. I'm going to sit down and finish that song about," or is it kind of like a strike of lightning type thing with you?
It's some of both. I mean, the basic idea of a song, you know, a couple of chords, a couple of lyrics, whatever comes first, that'll just sort of pop into my head. Then I have to gnaw on it for a long time and turn it into something. And then there's always the, okay, what do I do for a bridge part? And third verses, you know.
Third verse? There's 3 verses in songs these days?
Oh, yeah. Well, unless you repeat the first verse, which is always a legitimate way to go.
One of the things that I run into is I always have to run it past my wife to make sure I haven't rewritten a classic, you know? To make sure she goes, wait a minute, that sounds like something Ringo wrote 100 years ago.
I don't do that.
No?
I figure if I'm rewriting somebody's song, then oh well. But
they'll get back to you.
They'll track me down.
Do you have any gigs coming up we need to know about, Jamie?
Boy, I have this great TV show I'm playing tonight.
Okay. I hear you can see it all over the place.
Yeah. I just did a feature at Nourish in Lexington last week. Yeah. Otherwise, I'd be plugging that. I'm doing an open mic at the Lizard Lounge next Monday night.
Oh, that's a great one.
It's a wonderful open mic. They have so many good players at that place. It's every Monday night. And it's, I'd say of all the open mics I play, which is, I can barely keep track of them at this point, that place has always got an amazing collection of really good people. And they show up, you know, from Nashville and
people all
people
over.
from Baltimore
Sure.
walk in, and
Yeah.
you know, or wherever. And
Explain for our BNN friends what actually goes into being on an open mic.
well, they're all a lot of variety, but basically there are two types. One will be anchored by a feature act.
Yep.
Which I've done a lot of features where the feature act plays maybe a half hour, and they might have an opener for the feature who plays, say, 3 songs, and that's sort of the anchor entertainment of the night. And then you have just people come in, sign up,
And
get assigned a slot,
yeah.
and they play. A lot of places it's 2 songs. Some places it's 1 song.
Yeah.
Some places it's 3 songs.
Right.
They all vary.
But a lot of the
and
places,
some it's simply open mic, no feature, no nothing. You know, so they're all different.
but a lot of the places are feeding their features and their opening acts from what they're discovering in their open mics.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's how I get them. Is you know,
Yeah.
I go and play a couple open mics and sidle over to the person that runs it and say,
Hey, you know,
Hey.
I'm not doing anything 3 Mondays from now.
Yeah. I go, well, actually, a lot of them. It's surprising. They're booking right now in March.
Oh, the one in Rosendale is booked all year long, and you just can't get a feature until he'll tell you. Well, yeah, let me talk to you next summer. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
they're a very popular venue. They're a great way to get your chops out there, and it's a great way for somebody who's breaking into it to kind of get their feel for standing up there at a mic and singing to people who may or may not be listening.
That was the kind of the difference I noticed with when I was playing in rock clubs and everything. I might book 6 weeks out, maybe 2 months out.
Yeah.
But now I'll sit down, somebody will wander over and go, it's April, I've just played, and they'll say, "Are you free in December?" I guess. What do I know what I'm doing in December? Sure, book me.
Call me.
I'll put it on the calendar.
Call me around Halloween. I'll let you know.
But,
well, that's great. Well, Jamie, one of the things we want you to do, obviously, is sit down and play. I want to thank you very much for coming in. Where on iTunes can I get your stuff?
You just call up Jamie Shaler,
Yep.
JamieShaler.
You can go to the website too, right?
I have a website,
Right.
jamieandchris.com. That's my friend Chris. We made a Christmas album that's highly unusual approach to Christmas carols. You can buy several of my albums on my website. My new album, you can buy downloads from iTunes, you can buy downloads from Amazon, you can buy the physical CD from Amazon.
Yep.
And
preferred
anywhere I'm playing, I'm carrying them around. I sell them for $5 at
That's great.
shows because
That's great.
it's the economy's dreadful, and so I'm not trying to make money off of this.
I
want to be heard.
Yeah. Well, Jamie, thanks for coming in. Listen, gang, we're going to take a quick break. Sit back and relax. Adjust your VCRs, and because we're in for a little bit of a treat here tonight. Why don't you sit back and relax? Listen, you are watching BNN-TV's It's All About Arts. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes. We'll take a really short break, give Jamie a chance to get over and set up. We'll be back. Please don't go away. Thank you.
I'm Jamie Shaler. Let's waltz.
Feels like fall, 3 months early, walking on air. Won't you hold me? I'm drifting away. The leaves are falling. I know that sort of feeling. I know that sort of feeling. Keep on smiling, come inside, I'll be waiting. Friends like you keep me happy, walking on air. I know that sort of feeling. I know that sort of feeling. Feels like fall, 3 months early, walking on air. Won't you hold me? I'm drifting away. The leaves are falling. I know that sort of feeling. I know that sort of feeling. I know that sort of feeling. You left me on my own, watching for the tide. You left me on my own, counting up the time. I know you love me, I know you care. I know you're thinking of me, I know you're there. Sometimes I'm thinking, sometimes I'm blind. Sometimes I wonder just why I am this kind. I know you love me, I know you care. I know you're thinking of me, I know you're there. But oh, I love you so, don't worry, it won't show. we'll still be friends. Makes me glad. I can still dream about the lovely times we've had. I know you love me. I know you care. I know you're thinking of me. I know you're there. I know you love me. I know you care. I know you're thinking of me. I know you're there. I know you're there. I know you're there. All right, one of my favorite songwriters is Jack Bruce, known to many of you possibly as a member of Cream, but he had an incredible solo career. I'd like to do one of his songs. It's called Theme for an Imaginary Western. Find a pick here. Check the beard trimmer. All right. When the wagons leave the city for the forest and further on, painted wagons of the morning, dusty roads where they have gone. Sometimes traveling through the darkness, met the summer coming home. Falling faces by the wayside looked as if they might have known. Oh, the sun was in their eyes, and the desert that dries in the country towns where the laughter sounds. Oh, the dancing and the singing, ah, the music when they played, oh, the fires that they started, oh, the girls with no regret. Sometimes they found it, sometimes they kept it, often lost it on the way. Fought each other to possess it, sometimes died inside of death. Oh, the sun was in their eyes, and the desert that dries in the country towns where the laughter sounds. and the desert that dries in the country towns where the laughter sounds. Okay, we will continue with, most of these songs are from my new CD, Scars, Guitars, and Tranquilizers. I got a little money, I got a flask of rum, I've got a lot of everything, 'cause I've been looking out for number one. I got a pretty baby, Lord, she makes me numb. She's got a lot of everything, 'cause she's been looking out for number one. I'm flying, oh, I'm flying. I'm flying, oh, I'm flying. I'm flying, yeah. I'm flying. I've been looking at the moonlight, I've been looking at the sun, I've seen a lot of everything, looking out for number one. I got a fancy new automobile, Lord, I always wear a gun. I've made a lot of enemies, looking out for number one. I'm flying, oh, I'm flying. I'm flying, oh, I'm flying. I'm flying, I'm flying. I'm flying, oh yeah. This is a tale about a young boy pressed into service in the British Navy during the 1800s, called Time Free Sail. I lie awake, the sailor boy, waiting for the sun. Dawn will bring cannon fire, the hammer and the gun. Time, oh time, free sail. Time, oh time, free sail. What holy grail, this force of arms, a test of leverage and skill. Such lads as I, once playing games, now be taught to kill. Time, oh time, free sail. Time, oh time, time, free sail. The time has come, the dance is done, the leaves are falling. The legion's lost, the angry host, I hear them calling. Time, oh time, free sail. Time, oh time, time, free sail. Ships may pass, then sink at last, holding close the God we trust, while we whose names no plaque will hold walk the road of time and dust. All right, my last song for the night. Song I used to do in rock clubs. Now I play on acoustic guitar. It's called The Things We Have. Or it could be called Carpe Diem as a subtitle. Count to 3 and you might not get to 4. Turn around and it all could be gone. See what you have. Look around your friends. The things we have are the things we need. The people we love are what we believe in. The things we have are the things we need. The people we love are what we believe in. Day after day you take it all for granted. Miss a beat and you might miss the song. Do what you do. Just keep track of what it is. The things we have are the things we need. The people we love are what we believe in. The things we have are the things we need. The people we love are what we believe in. What you do is what your life is. Keep in mind that you won't be here long. Every move you make is beautiful to see. The things we have are the things we need. The people we love are what we believe in. The things we have are the things we need. The people we love are what we believe in. The things we have are the things we need. And the people we love are what we believe in.
Didn't I see you standing over there just the other afternoon? Hidden by shadows, waiting for a man. Hidden from the
Well, that was absolutely fabulous, Jamie. Jamie Shaler, thank you very much for being here. You can go on YouTube, you know. If you go to YouTube, put in Jamie's name, you're going to be able to see there's 35 live performances of stuff that he's done in the past. He's played with, you know, he's played on the stage, he's shared the stage with some of Boston rock's legends, and so it's always really, really good to have people like that come in. But Scars, Guitars, and Tranquilizers, if you go on to Facebook, I'm sorry, if you go on to iTunes, you can download any or all of the songs that he's been doing, and it's really exciting and happy to be here. Listen, gang, thanks an awful lot for being here. Thank you for voting last week. I have to say that Boston turned out, and they knew they had an important decision to make. I want to thank everybody for making it a successful turnout. Thank you for being part of the process here in the city. It's important to know that everybody cares about their city. And I do want to say, please get out there and do something artful for yourself this week. Remember, the show will be on YouTube. We'll be loading that thing up tomorrow. It will be available tomorrow night at It's All About Arts 1. And like I like to say every week, please keep in the forefront of your minds our mothers, fathers, sons and daughters, aunts and uncles, nieces and nephews on foreign soil. Please do something artful, do it for them. Thanks, gang, and we'll see you next time, okay? Bye-bye now.